Hey guys, I got a joke for you. So a horse walks into a bar and he orders a beer. Bartender goes, "Sure, yeah, not a problem. I'll get you that beer. Are you okay though? You don't look so good." Horse goes, "Nay, I'm mentally unstable." I know. I'm killing it. I know. Hey guys, my name is Fabio. Welcome to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Bojack Horseman. This is a spoiler-free video. I'm going to try to keep things light and general as possible. For those who haven't had a chance to see the show, I still want to welcome you into watching it at some point. One of the things that I found that was either the most interesting and most distinguishable at Bojack Horseman as a series is that its range and depth. Bojack has definitely been one of the more sillier, goofy, wacky series that I've seen in cartoons.
10 minutes, swear to God. You can play with this kaleidoscope I got you at the airport.
What? A kaleidoscope? I'm not 5. Shapes and colors, the likes of which I've never seen.
But at the same time, I feel like the writers were really smart about how they made that choice. I feel like a lot of the comedy, a lot of the goofiness, a lot of the weird characters are used more of as like a platform or a vehicle to explore a lot of darker, really challenging subject matter.
I think I'm depressed.
Such as mental illness, trauma, addiction, things like that nature. And Bojack Horseman, I would say, I think the best thing to like about the show, it's a very smart written show, very smart. I feel like of all the shows that I've seen the past decade, Bojack Horseman really does a good job of taking a snapshot of a lot of social issues that we are faced with in our modern day society, that either don't get spoken about very often, or at least not perceived in the same limelight that I was in this show.
That was surprisingly tasteful.
And educational, right?
Yeah, weirdly educational.
We see the conclusion of a lot of character storylines. Most of them are pretty satisfying. Most of them, have a happy ending. However, for our protagonist, Bojack Horseman, his ending is very harsh, in my opinion. For the course of most of the entire series, he really wants to have someone hold himself accountable for all his actions that he's done in the past, and for the world to really see him for who really he is. And for better or for worse, he finally gets what he wants. It's good. It was very hard to watch at times. Very heart-wrenching at times. I won't lie. I definitely cried towards those last 2 or 3 later episodes. But towards that last finale episode, we finally get to this culminating point where, he's forced to face that reality. And I thought it was extremely bittersweet. I kind of wanted to see a little bit more, to be honest. We see him having to face this reality, but we don't see the next day after that. We don't get to see what kind of life he leads in his later years, what kind of redemption story he really gets. He's kind of basically faced with the world, smacked into his face. This harsh reality is kind of given to him. But I kind of wanted to see a little bit more how his story pans out. While I did really enjoy this season, I wouldn't say it was my favorite season by far, only because the previous 5 seasons, we see this character struggle with a lot of internal issues.
I don't understand how people live. It's amazing to me that people wake up every morning and say, yeah, another day, let's do it. How do people do it? I don't know how.
But we always see him trying to improve, trying to better himself. So there's always a sense or an air of kind of hope around the previous seasons that this character, he's narcissistic, he's rude and mean to the people in his life, but we see him trying to make genuine change throughout the series.
I got more of you than I ever deserved. If you never talk to me again, I just want you to know that I appreciate it, and I appreciate you.
You kind of end up rooting for the character. You want to see him, you want to see him better himself. You want to see him be a better friend or a family member that feels around him. But towards the end of season 6, it ends on a very bitter note for us. So my final thoughts for this last season of Bojack Horseman, it was good. I think it was a very fitting season for the whole entire series. For me personally, I would have liked there to have been a little bit, I wouldn't say more positive a note, and that's in that last finale. I say that because I think the first 5 seasons did such a good job, building up Bojack as a character, and despite him, being, so rude and narcissistic, we see a character trying to improve to make, genuine self-change within himself. However, that season 6, those last couple episodes, we see, the consequence of all of the actions he did in his past come to reality. And even though we meet this character, who's changed so much, and grown and matured, we still see him facing some of those issues of the past. And the series doesn't really end on kind of like a hopeful note.
Well, guess I'll give up forever.
That's the spirit.
It kind of takes that main protagonist, brings him to his lowest point, and we're kind of left to our own devices to kind of figure out, what's the next day look like for Bojack? How's that going to be? All right, so final thoughts on the series. If you haven't seen any of the Bojack Horseman series, would highly recommend checking it out. I definitely think it's one of the more influential, one of the more interesting short animated series that I've seen in the past decade. Definitely not for the faint of heart. If you're looking for a simple, fun romp, like kind of like Futurama or Final Space, definitely wouldn't recommend this series. If you're looking for something that has like a definitely more of a meatier story, be prepared to cry a little bit. It definitely was a tearjerker for me, especially during those later episodes, but it is phenomenally written and it's definitely worth your time to watch, so I would highly recommend it. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Again, my name is Fabio. If you like this video or want to see more videos like that, feel free to leave us a comment and subscribe to this video. We'd really appreciate it. It helps the channel a lot. And if you want to see more videos like this or any kind of videos that you have in mind, feel free to leave us a comment and let us know what kind of videos or what kind of shows you want us to talk about. And yeah, thanks for your time, guys. Have a good one.